This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview. Welcome back to the research talks here on Stockbox with Alan Green. Hi Alan, how are you this Friday?
Hello, Mark. I'm very good, thanks. And once again, another sunny Friday. Short week, but actually a very busy week, surprisingly. So, I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Good. Yeah, it's not as sunny here. We're slightly overcast, but it's definitely warming up. Warming up. So that's a good thing. Although yesterday we had a random hail, quite large hailstones as well, which was unusual, but it came and was gone in a few minutes. So yeah. And I also met a fellow Brit yesterday.
You met a fellow Brit, excellent. I have sensed a certain homesickness on your part here and there when we've spoken, and the green grass of home and all of that. So
yes, these green and pleasant lands. Yeah,
exactly. Eno's green and pleasant land. That's the one.
So I met a fellow Brit, and we enjoyed some vino and some steak, and talked about all things, British and expatty. So yeah, it was weirdly refreshing, but yeah, it was quite nice. Maybe I've made my first friend. It might be a Brit rather than a Dutchman, but at least I'm maybe making friends finally over here.
So how are the Dutch lessons coming along?
They're not very well, I'll be honest, Alan. I know the pleasantries, I know, to be polite to people, but no, I need to pick it up. But my opinion is that Dutch is only useful here.
Yes.
It's one of those languages where it's only really useful in one place. It's not like German or Spanish or French. So, yeah, and everyone speaks English, so it is a bit tricky too. But I'm going to have to discipline myself, I think, so I can try and break into that Dutch kind of circle at some point. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about Echo Energy.
Echo Energy, yes, the company announced final results last week, and I think it's just worth taking another look at this, just because the company has come so far in a short space of time. And historically, the what has held Echo back is that there have been a series of legacy borrowings and bonds on the balance sheet, which have hampered the opportunities that have arisen to invest into new projects going forward, and the company resolved those dramatically. The company had a facility, a 20 million facility, 8% secured notes, which it signed a landmark agreement with the note holders to defer the payments for a payment of €100,000. The notes were deferred until 2025. There's no interest to pay, and of course, what that does, it removes having to service that note from the balance sheet, and it means that any reinvestments into developing existing assets or buying new assets can be done at the behest of the board, and that's hugely significant. So Echo Energy has its key asset. I'm not going to talk about the other assets it's got involved in. That's ancient history. But its key asset is the Santa Cruz Sur asset in southern Argentina. It's on the Atlantic coast. It's at Rio Gallegos and not far from the Chilean border. And there are a number of oil and gas producing assets in the region, close to a port where Punta Loyola, where oil is shipped from, and also close to the main arterial gas supply line for Argentina. So any gas supply is plugged in and supplied accordingly. So it's a relatively easy plug-and-play solution for the company. So in these fields, there are a number of fields: Campo Bremen, Moai-Iki, Carillus, Oceana, and Palermo-Iki. And with the main field, Echo owns 70% of the field, and Roche, the operator, owns 30%. And the oil reserves there are significant, between 4.3 and 13.7 million barrels of oil equivalent. Of course, that's the terminology that includes gas reserves as well. So during the restructuring process, the company raised monies at the end of the year. During December, it reported it had cash in the UK and Argentina of $655,000. Then, at the start of December, there was a change in the status of Argentinian VAT, which meant that Echo's operating subsidiary Down was no longer required to pay VAT on domestic income, and effectively reclaim $1.4 million from the government. So clearly, that's a big step forward. Also, given the sharp moves in the oil price back up to what we'd refer to as normal levels, Kyrillos and Paloma Aiki came back to production, and the company raised, having raised $700,000 at the start of December, raised a further $856,000 just before Christmas. Previously at 0.3p, and then the 856 was raised at 0.5p. So. Moving towards the levels where we are today. Shares are currently trading just below a penny, giving the company a market cap of 13 million. They popped up as high recently as 1.9p, but of course this is very much the middle level at the moment. Then in January we heard about future gas sales contracts sold at premium to spot rate, and then other major shareholders moving in and taking stakes. Sebastian Martuk moved in and became a major shareholder of 4.9%, and a gentleman called Clive Roberts with just over 4%. Moving forward, taking us up to April, where the company announced a Q1 production aggregate of 152,600 barrels of oil net to Echo, and that marked a 24% increase over February production. In addition, during that period, the company sold 8,800 barrels of oil net at Punta Loyola, and achieved again prices well in excess of previous levels. So that really brings us up to date. To yesterday, the company provided an update for the full year results to the 31st of December. Net daily production of 1,966 barrels of oil per day equivalent, cumulative, of course, with at this point estimated reserves and resources across the Santa Cruz network of wells of 7.2 million barrels of oil equivalent, high estimate, and the best median estimate of 6.5 million barrels of oil. So that's a pretty significant reserve to have and to be able to tap into. During the period as well, Echo increased its revenues fourfold to just over $11 million. That's up from $2.5 million for the previous year. And of course, the company referred to the balance sheet and structuring that has now enabled it to invest into existing wells and new wells that are also on the site there, which could really ramp up growth and revenue production. Added to this, of course, the company has made several premium gas sales contracts sales this year, which I've already covered. And also for blue sky potential with the company, there's a cooperation agreement signed with a company called GTL International in Bolivia, where Echo has a couple of assets, and they're looking to work together to maximize potential from those assets and any new opportunities that might arise. So we could well hear some news in future. But what I like about Echo is that you've got this burgeoning growth in its existing resources, in production from those resources, supported by a solid outlook, certainly a near to medium term outlook for the oil price and of course for gas sales. And then on top of that, you've got the blue sky potential in Bolivia that could arise from any collaboration with GTL International going forward. And Martin Hull, in his statement to the market, said that the results marked tremendous operational progress for the company, and he fully expected the company going forward to capitalize on all growth catalysts, and that of course refers to the assets the underoiled assets on the Santa Cruz. So yeah, a very exciting year in prospect, and I think valued at 13 million, that's a very modest valuation for a company with all those strings or shall I say arrows in its arsenal.
And you say this is producing now?
It's producing now, yes.
So there's a revenue stream.
That's the great thing. There's a revenue stream. So revenue increased fourfold in the year to December, fourfold to 11 million. And of course we're seeing these additional gas sales. Production is increasing. The 24% increase over February. So these the production increases. The oil's taken to Punta Loyola and shipped from there. So once we get first half results or a further trading update with actual sales figures, then I think we'll get a clear picture of just how far the company's come. But of course, the great thing is that the company, with the removal of this of the secured notes from the balance sheet for the next few years, the company can use the cash that it's generating from these sales to invest into assets to further accelerate and grow production. And that's what's really exciting. And then, as I say, on top of that, you've got the blue sky potential in Bolivia with GTL International. So yeah, a very exciting year in prospect for Echo.
Yeah, well, with a 13 million market cap, that does seem good value at the moment.
Well, it does, yeah. I mean, the company's turned over 11 million, and obviously, I think I wouldn't speculate to guess, but given that there's a 24% increase in March over February, I think we can expect to see a premium on that number for the current year. So and of course, as I say, that will go straight to the bottom line. That cash can then be used to invest in other assets and to bring other assets on stream. And they've done this very quickly. This has all really taken place since December. So, I think once we start to see the numbers on the balance sheet from this, I think we'll see a substantial re-rating for Echo Energy.
Okay. Well, again, thank you very much, Alan, for your time.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you for listening to this Stockbox interview. For more information, interviews, and videos, visit our website at stockboxmedia.com or give us a follow on Twitter by searching @StockboxMedia.